All right, let's just think about this for a second. What if your roof could do more than just, keep you dry? What if it could actually become a silent, income-generating machine that turns pure sunlight into digital cash? Well, today we're digging into exactly that. We're looking at the real numbers behind home-based solar crypto mining based on a pretty fascinating study.
It sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? For a lot of folks, the idea of mining crypto right from their house seems like, a futuristic fantasy, or even worse, just a huge money pit. So let's just ask the big question right up front. Is this a real, viable thing, or is it just a pipe dream?
To get to that answer, we first have to meet the #1 villain in every crypto miner's story. And no, it's not market crashes or crazy algorithms, it's the electricity bill. Seriously, the source material calls it the margin killer. And for good reason. It can make up a staggering 80% of all your running costs. 80%!
Yep, the margin killer. So let's talk about it and really uncover the single biggest threat to making any money doing this from home.
But what if we could just get rid of that threat entirely? This is where our solar mining blueprint comes in. We're going to break it down into two key parts, which the source material calls the generator and the engine. And here they are, the stars of our show. On the left, we've got the generator. This is a pretty standard 5-kilowatt residential solar setup. The kind of thing you see on roofs all over the place. And on the right, the engine, a solid little home mining rig, running 6 powerful RTX 3070 GPUs. These are our two key players.
Okay, so first up, the input. How much juice can our generator actually pump out? Well, a standard 5-kilowatt system is going to give you a pretty reliable 600 to 750 kilowatt hours of energy every single month. That's a really solid baseline for us to work with.
Now, for the engine's appetite, a mining rig like this is a hungry beast. It runs 24/7. That constant power draw adds up to a monthly usage of somewhere between 650 and 700 kilowatt hours. It's just a steady, non-stop demand. So, we have our two big numbers. This brings us to the moment of truth, the energy equation. Does the power we're making meet the power we're using? Let's find out.
First, our solar production. Every month, we're looking at a pretty healthy average of around 700 kilowatt hours coming right off our roof.
And now, what the mining rig needs. It's demanding somewhere between 650 and 700 kilowatt hours to run flat out. You seeing where this is going? The numbers are looking really, really close.
And there it is, the result. The math lines up almost perfectly. Our solar production is basically tailor-made to offset the demand from the rig. The two are just in sync. We've effectively taken that margin killer completely out of the equation. Okay, so with our energy costs balanced out, it's time to talk about the fun part, calculating the profit. What actually happens when your #1 expense just vanishes? So what does this look like with real money? Well, using our solar-powered rig to mine something well-suited for GPUs, like Kaspa, this study says you could see a monthly yield between $150 and $210. That's real revenue, literally generated from sunshine. And here is the absolute magic of this whole setup. Because your electricity cost is zero, completely covered by the sun, your gross mining revenue converts directly into net operating profit. Every single dollar that rig earns, you get to keep. The whole game shifts from worrying about monthly bills to just thinking about how quickly you can pay off the initial hardware.
Now, of course, it's not always quite that simple. Profit in the mining world really balances on these three pillars. You've got the coin price, which is always going to be volatile. Then there's mining difficulty, which is basically just how much competition is out there. And finally, the one you actually have control over, your hardware's efficiency. Juggling these is the key.
So what's the big picture here? What does all this mean for the future of home mining? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the strategic advantages and what's coming down the road.
This kind of setup gives you 4 huge strategic wins. 1, 0 operational cost for power, which is just a massive advantage. 2, you get energy independence, so you don't care about electricity prices going up. 3, this makes mining a genuinely eco-friendly thing. And 4, maybe the best part, once that hardware is paid for, it is pure passive income. And the long-term view looks even better. The data points to 2 really amazing trends. The cost of solar panels keeps going down, while more and more people are catching on to this sustainable mining idea. So as the tech gets cheaper, this strategy just gets stronger.
So we're left with this one last kind of mind-blowing question. As the cost of harnessing the sun keeps dropping, could your own roof literally become the ultimate self-powering side hustle? Based on the numbers we've seen today, the answer looks like a pretty solid yes.